Hello everybody, this is Joanne Spotted Bear. I'm coming at you live from Denver, Colorado. Hey, now let's see what's going on. Oh, there it is. Alright, so I'm live and I just want to show you this is the gold coin I just put on Facebook. Turning it around upside down. There's the buffalo. This is the diamond ring. And I was going to show you the treaties as well. But a lot of you know I have the treaties. And a lot of you who've been out there to Standing Rock, it's very important that what I'm about to say. Here we go. First off, I'd like to say good afternoon to everybody out there. Val, Cher, Margaret, Lynn, everybody who's there. Mike, everybody please join because this is very important. I have the Nevada Royal Jasper Quarterly by the Bureau of Land Management and Department of Interior. It was changed its name to the Nevada Jasper Quarterly, where treaties were written out, the bylaws, and of the Department of Bureau of Land Management. And I have a very important message for those of you who don't know. Treaties, they started in 1059 before Christ, or before Christian existence. Christianity started in 1600s. And what I'm about to say is the United States in 1492, Americo Vespucci followed Christopher Columbus. He was a map maker. In 1512, Americo Vespucci, he died of syphilis. Like I said, that's my greatest. I'm not going to stop talking about America. America has 4 bankruptcies: the Revolutionary War, the Civil War, the Union War, and the most recent was 1933. During the 1933 bankruptcy, the United States failed to ratify, dialogue, and notify 564 plus federal recognized tribes North and South America. Under 28 U.S.C. 3002, the United States became a for-profit corporation. That for-profit corporation number is, I'm going to read it here, and it's really important that everybody get that because the United States is supposed to comply with the Great Sioux Nation at the United Nations August 8th through the 12th. And this is why it's very, very important. No Lakota, Dakota, Cheyenne, or any tribe ever gave the United States permission to use treaties or to abuse the great Lakota nation or any of the nations to create a business. That business number for the United States is 052714196. I made a typo in there, but I have it. What is going to happen here is I'm going to read this, and this is very, very important, okay? It's rogue bureaucracy. And it's really important for all of us to understand this. It is an established fact that the United States federal government has been dissolved by the Emergency Banking Act, March 9, 1933. Okay, that's when Roosevelt fired Congress and accidentally fired himself. That's when, at that time, they should have notified, ratified, and dialogued with 564 plus federal recognized tribes, North and South America and the world. However, at that time, they said there's too many Indians and they did not have enough help, so they didn't ratify. This is very important. During the emergency banking, March 17, 1993, volume 33, where all Congress was forced to adjourn. They were never supposed to ever meet again, but they did, okay? What I'm telling you, relatives, is this. The land is ours, but we have some people who are siding with the United States government, okay? They're siding with them for gold, diamonds, money, credit cards. And on the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation, there's homes that are condemned. People are paying rent on condemned homes, lice, mice, and cockroaches. The state of South Dakota and North Dakota is notoriously known for uranium. Okay, uranium is what they use in bombs to kill countries around the world. Not only that, but they're getting big oil. Inside the oil, when the pipeline breaks and gets into the water, from what I understand, there is they dig almost to the center of the ground, and the oil that comes up, and that's called bitumen. And anything within a 2-mile radius, it kills everything around it. So what they call it is bitumen. Nothing survives. Very, very important. Nothing survives. So when the oil, when the bitumen is pushed, gets generated, they use dirt and rock and make it into like a peanut butter, and then they push it through the pipelines like a sand machine. When they push it through the sand machine and through the pipelines, and the pipe breaks under the water, it creates benzene, Catalina, Legionnaires. Then there's copper and lead that are in those pipelines that burst into the water. This is what happened in Flint, Michigan. What makes me really angry and disappointed is David Archambault said, oh, this pipeline ain't gonna kill nobody. Well, like hell it ain't. If you ask anybody in Flint, Michigan, they'll tell you a whole brand new story of how GM waters and the oil in the pipelines contaminated a city of 190,000 people. Today, there's only 90,000 people that live there. I get sick to my stomach. I get really sick to my stomach. And when I held that 3-month-old baby, the Murphy's baby, Christine Murphy's baby, and her husband, that baby was the cutest little baby, you know, like so innocent, so pure. And that baby didn't do no harm to nobody. And when I held it, I cried. I mean, like fuck, man, how could anybody kill the future and when I decided to really look at this, I remember I looked back and I remember a veteran. He gave me a gun. The gun was made in 1847. It's a musket. And we made jokes about loading it. I could shoot probably one time and get shot about 20 or 30 times during the process of reloading. And because I had my regalia, and I also got the treaties and the flag of the Little Bighorn. And what's really unique about this story, everybody, is I married a lawyer of 27 years through the Chinupa of the Lakota. And she said she was a probate lawyer out of Texas. New Braunfels, Texas, and she studied law for 27 years. And she told me she could never help. She couldn't help me, nor would she ever help any of the Indian nations because she'd lose her home, her job, her business, and she'd go to prison. Well, when that happened, it really bothered me because I realized that I would have to stand alone and I would have to find people to help. So today I found a ghostwriter to help. We did submit the documents to the United Nations and serve the United States at the UN. So August 8th through the 12th, they will have to ratify. I did get a hold of a friend at the UN, and we are going to take the Murphy family and a few other people to the United Nations, and we will be needing help with rooms and other necessities that the people of Flint who are sick, who will be going before the world leaders, accommodations, they're going to be needing help. But what I'm trying to get at here, relatives, is because of this right here, gold, diamonds, big oil, lies, intimidations create death. And my biggest problem that I have, that I just have to keep talking about, is this. I don't understand why $30 million was good enough for stand-in for Dave Archambault. If you really do the math, okay, between Texas and North Dakota, between North Dakota and Florida is well over 30 million people. And in Flint was 190,000 people, used to be. Okay, so do the math. 30 million, if there's 30 million people and you give $1, that's 30 million. But if you take 30 million from the government to kill over 300 million innocent people, then none of you never really see death coming. And it's all because of gold, oil, diamonds, mineral rights, abuse of treaty agreements, and fraud in the most highest way, treason against treaty from the bankrupt de facto United States by the use of lawyers that deal in probate. I have to admit that I still miss my ex-wife, but I don't miss the lies. I don't even care for the lies. Matter of fact, I really hate them. And I never in my life ever dream I'd be going to Flint and seeing it firsthand. And I did not think it would have a lot of effect on me, but it does. And when I talk to our elders in Pine Ridge over the phone, I'm like, even the death of Todd Littlebull, that bothers me because he was telling the truth. And I look back and I look back when I was a kid, back to 1973, and when Russell Means came to Wounded Knee, and he came to my grandma's home, and my grandma had made coffee and food, and Russell Means and two of his friends, they sat down at the table and they ate. And these are my grandmother's exact words to Russell Means. I'm going to say it in Lakota, then I'm going to say it in English. Daku hecha nia yuchinki. Le umpelo. She said, whatever you want, it's in the papers, it's in the writings. Ashchi daku hecha nia yuchinki, Pine Ridge hecha umpelo. She said, if you want the real truth, go to Pine Ridge. It's over there. Lecha chunkpe opiki le iuha oyate ki de. She said, here in Wounded Knee, the people are dead. Ash chi daku hecha nie yu chi ga kya hecha gichuo. She said, if you really want something and you want to be famous, go to Hollywood. That's what she said. She said, Ash chi lecha oyate ki iha de dagnishni lecha changpe opi ki ishni. That means that there's nothing in Wounded Knee for aim. There's no businesses in Wounded Knee. Everybody's dead. They're buried. There's the Wounded Knee Memorial Site, Wounded Knee Massacre Site of 1890. So when I think of all of this stuff, I look back onto Standing Rock. My grandfather is Wambli Wakichita. In the Lakota way, it's the Lakota names. They come first because we are Lakotas. We spoke Lakota. We read, understand Lakota. We never understood English. We didn't even care about gold or diamonds or money. We cared about each other. There was no alcohol or drugs. And so when alcohol and drugs came to the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation, it was the elders who said, no sale of alcohol. Don't be smoking that marijuana. Don't be doing drugs. This is your land. You got to take care of it. Learn to read and write. Learn that white man's ways. And when you do, you're going to know how to protect Unchimaka, Mini Wichoni. These traditional songs, this way of life, they said, is yours. They said, watch it carefully. Pray with it. Honor the earth. And as I look at this way of life and how brutally insanity the government and the tribal councils are, it just irks the living heck out of me. I wanted to cuss. I wanted to be mad. And I am. I'm angry and I'm mad and I'm pissed and I'm infuriated. And one day, as soon as all of you understand this, you're going to be mad and infuriated too. So let me say this. There's some half-breeds that come from the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation who helped in the destruction of Standing Rock. It goes all the way to the Bureau of Indian Affairs. A lot of you know David Archambault. He's a half-breed. And his sister, Judith Archambault, are half-breeds. They used the Fort Laramie Treaty to get through grade school, high school, college. They became tribal president, even worked with Obama in the 1933 bankrupt United States of America to supersede treaties. When the United States went bankrupt, they surrendered all their documents to the United Nations 12 years prior to any building being built in Geneva, Switzerland. Okay. I have to like keep talking about this because it's eating at me. It's making me sick. So I have to keep talking about this. Okay, so the United States went bankrupt under 28 USC. Okay, let me bring that up real quick. Under 28 USC, it describes the United States as being an agency. I mean, as a corporation. And it even gives the details what an agency is a federal corporation. So under 28 USC, the agency is a federal corporation. Standing Rock Indian Agency, Pine Ridge Indian Agency, Bureau of Indian Affairs is an agency. Department of Interior is an agency. Bureau of Land Management of the United States of America is a branch of the Federal Corporation Agency, okay? These are all charter numbers. Now, what does that mean? Yes, the 1933 bankruptcy. It's Emergency Banking Act, March 9th, 1933. The United States is a name only, okay? If you read on my Facebook page, it says the United States has a unique legal relationship with the Indian tribal government set forth by the Constitution of the United States, treaty status, executive orders, and court decisions. That's what I just got through talking about, right? That my ex-wife worked as a probate lawyer and she deals in land. That's where all this gold is. The gold, the diamond, the oil, the mineral rights. Them things deal with treaties. Treaties that started in 1059 before Christ. Those are called the Chronicle List of International Treaties. Now, because of the 1933 bankruptcy, which is 84 years old, the United States failed to ratify and dialogue. Now that voids out their executive orders. The doctrine of discovery was willfully surrendered, and the Papa Bulls. Okay. This government failed to do a lot of court document work and notify a lot of people. And so when our people say Blahichiapo, which means be strong from the stomach, the heart, the soul, the mind, that's exactly what that means. Blahichiapo, be strong and pray and to keep going. Now, the flag of the Little Bighorn is the original flag. That's what Betsy Ross made when the United States first became a corporation. Hold on. I got to pause for a minute. Hey, you guys just bear with me. I have to get a charger. So as we're continuing on here, okay? This is a national and international call out to everybody. So here it goes. There is an office here in Denver somewhere. And that office is the head office of TPP. TPP runs big oil. And they anchored in Washington, D.C. So when you hear Donald Trump talking about he doesn't have to follow the Paris contract, it isn't a contract. It's actually a treaty. I thought I had it on the computer, and I do. And if I don't, I have it on another computer. And if I don't have it there, I have it on another computer. And I know that the United States is monitoring, censoring, and following everything that I do. And that's actually kind of nice, because it was the United States Bureau of Indian Affairs who allowed me to become a law advocate on the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation, where I then went to Reno, Nevada, became a law advocate for the Reno Sparks Indian Colony, Fallon Paiute Shoshone tribe, and with Wesley Glenn Dick and Rudy Al James, we did win a federal court case for Wesley Dick without ever having the bar card. Okay, so Wesley did win his court case. This is really huge. I mean, it's just like bam, and I don't want anybody to die. So let me go over this again. So Denver, Colorado has the head office of the TPP. And I am making connections here in Denver. and I will find out where the head office is of the TPP. On August 8th through the 9th, this is what I'd like to see happen because it's very important. With the United States being bankrupt March 9th, 1933, it's an established fact. And as the United Nations allowing had made a statement through the CERD, C-E-R-D, CERD report, that the United States is to comply with the Great Sioux Nation of the bankruptcy of 1933, August 8th through the 12th. It's very, very important for all of us, okay, every single body to occupy the TPP office, the bankrupt United States Capitol, and the United Nations. And the reason for that is I'd like to see cameras rolling and message getting out worldwide, because we are calling for the Hague. I want the Hague, the judges and the lawyers and the people of the world to see how this government had literally screwed over every single indigenous person here by the means of drugs, alcohol, poverty, genocide, and ecocide, and killing innocent people. A lot of you don't even know about the bitumen. I mean, that's just crazy. Like you could be drinking a soda, and in that soda, you couldn't tell there was benzene, legionnaires, copper, lead, bitumen, and you could be a pregnant woman and slowly killing your baby and you wouldn't know it. Or even if you was just eating a food and you had just cooked and used the water and you were pregnant and you killed you didn't know you was killing your baby. It didn't matter how rich you were or how poor you were, or if you worked all day or had 2 or 3 jobs or not. It didn't matter. But what mattered was that they were going to kill their people. And what pisses me off is we have half-breeds from the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation who sided with that shit. Yeah, I'm mad. I really don't have no words. I mean, you know, people, I'm not supposed to be cussing. I was offered that if I change my ways, I can have a place in the United Nations or with the people as being a Secretary General to help the people. And I want that. I would really like it, but I'm hurting my heart. I'm hurting my soul. And I'm angry right here because I know. I even have the paperwork from Flint in my possession. And I even gave copies away. So, haha, United States, I'm not the only one got them copies, but I just want to let you know I got them copies and they are being shared. And those copies will be shared with the people so that they can see that you have made a agenda under Agenda 21. Now wait, let's back up. Let's talk about Agenda 21. Agenda 21 in the United Nations is only 3 pages for the indigenous peoples of the world. 3 pages out of an entire book that thick. And the rest is all corporate policy. Under the corporate policies, corporations are deemed to be responsible individuals who can take care of their corporation. Agenda 30 only has 1 page of indigenous rights, and the rest of it is federal corporation. Under 1787 is a Constitution of the United States, is the People's Constitution. Under 1871 is the corporate constitution that's never been approved by the people of the United States. And because the United States of America went bankrupt in 1933 and gave all their documents to the United Nations, they no longer have a treaty, including the Paris Treaty. It is not a contract, people. It is a de facto government using a de facto executive order. In the name of Jesus Christ, amen. No. No, for real. That's what they say. I mean, you know, under Public Law 97 to 280, it declares that the United States Congress declared the Bible to be the word of truth. Under the word of truth, the 10 Commandments, the 9th commandment states, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. I just want everybody to know that, you know, and the reason I'm telling you this is because those of us who know the truth usually get a death sentence. And it makes very good prime example of how Anna Mae Aquash died in 1973. She knew too much. Todd Littlebull, he was murdered behind Thunder Valley. Why? Because he knew too much, because Thunder Valley helped clean up Standing Rock. Dallas Goldtooth, Tom Goldtooth helped David Archambault, and David Archamble's sister, Judith Archambault, who works for the Bureau of Indian Affairs, who is employed by the de facto United States government of 1933 with a charter number, helped to kick everybody off the Great Sioux Nation, the land, so that they can force the pipeline to go through and contaminate the water. My God. And you know what? People with masters, PhD, and in the military. Oh, let's talk about the military too. I want to say this about the military. I come from Wounded Knee, and I have a lot of respect for our veterans. A lot of it. Matter of fact, there's a song here that is dedicated to the veterans of the Lakota people. They honored the veterans, okay? And I would like to play this song because it's very important that we talk about the veterans. All veterans, you are loved, and you will never, ever be forgotten. But I need you to please bear with me and listen to what I have to say, because I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at the system. As a matter of fact, what I do know is that I do know that a lot of veterans, people who are in the military, they don't know what a treaty is, but yet they go to different countries. And many of them have not seen a treaty, and they don't know how to abide by it. They don't even know that here on this land we have treaties, and that the 1851 treaty bypassed Congress, made it to the chronological list of international treaties around the world. So I want to play this song for all the veterans. Okay. I just got to get over the Colonel. Hey, the Colonel. Okay, so let me get over the Colonel. Skip that. And this here goes out to all our veterans. Okay, again. Okay. I had to cut that off there for a minute because we have a lot of stuff going on. Um, no, I don't put my stuff on YouTube. The United States government made sure they cut my YouTube off. So I do live feeds. um, uh, yeah, I'll be willing to do whatever it takes. But one of my main concerns that I have for everybody is again, back to the veterans. I don't have nothing against you at all. The Dakota people, when they went against General Armstrong Custer, it was to protect the land, the water, the men, the women, the children, and everything in it. So when our veterans go off to these different wars here and around the world, they don't go to create trouble in somebody else's land. They go to protect the land. And they try to stand with different nationalities, but because a lot of our people don't understand Spanish or Mexican or Muslim or anything, they can't connect with them in that way. Like I said, I told this story before. Okay, long time ago, I'm gonna draw. I'm gonna show you. Long time ago, again, there was this circle. There was this great chief, and there was this general. And the general, they drew a line in the center, and they put this mixed child. He is half Indian and half white. And the general told the chief, he said, Chief, let's kill that son of a bitch, nigger bastard child. He don't mean nothing to us. So the Lakotas, they took that child and they said, no, we'll raise him as if he's ours. So they took that child and they raised a half-breed child among the Fubloods. And they taught him to sing Sundance songs, took him into ceremonies, taught him the Lakota ways. So that young child, he grew up. And that young child, he said, Grandfather, I want to be a great chief. And the grandfather, he said, no. He said, I'm sorry, but you can't be a chief. The chief is for our children. He said, I am your child. He said, yes, but you have a unique gift. You have a gift to go into that white man's house over there in Washington, and you blend in. You could speak their language. You can talk their talk. And whenever they try to kill our people, you can send word back to us so we can be prepared and ready how to take care of our land and our children and our wives, our loved ones. And they told this half-breed child to always to be strong, always be strong. And so what happened is this half-breed child, he goes to Washington and they come back. Well, they learned the white man ways in Washington, how to be deceiving and deceitful. And they learned how to manipulate the great Sioux Nation because they learned the language. And when they learned the language and they they became despiteful towards the Fubloods, they learned that government technology. And today, I call that bastard child David Archambault for screwing over our people. He knew better. He bought a war bonnet and they used Thunder Valley. Thunder Valley is not welcome on the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation. They use money to manipulate our people just to temporarily have things come and go. Like that gold I showed you. That gold is a $50 gold token. It says $50 on it. But if I were to save it, it's $1,500 gold. The diamond ring, if I was to take the diamond ring to a pawn shop right now, I could get $45 for it. But if I was to have it appraised, it appraises about $4,000. The gun, the musket of 1847, if I was to sell it, I could probably get $1,000 for it, but because it's an antique, it's $10,000. If I was to sell my buckskin dress, it'd be about maybe $1,000, $300, $400. But if somebody really wanted it and to put it into a museum or something, maybe it'd be a little bit more. I don't know. Or the flag of the little bighorn. To us, these things don't have a lot, any value. What has value to us is the children, the people. You as individuals have meaning to us. And we love you. I love you. Our grandmothers and grandfathers love you. From Pine Ridge, they tell me, Joanne, you're doing a good job. And if you're not doing a good job, we'll let you know. Blahitiapo, be strong for our people. So I'm doing the best I can. Try to educate you. The gold, the diamonds, the oil, it all come from the earth. And it was a treaty, a safe passage only. It was never to be abused. No one was never supposed to get sick and die. In the tribal governments, what they did is very wrong. You know how they do it? I'll tell you how they do it. David Archambault would say, oh, Standing Rock Sioux people has agreed for the Dakota Access Pipeline. But they never did. Because all Lakotas know the black snakes will kill. Black snake kills. They didn't know bitumen or benzene or legionnaires or gadolinium or copper or lead killed, and it was mixed with the water. They knew that the chemicals that came from the earth would kill. But Dave Archambault knew, Judy Archambault knew, the government knew, scientists knew. I didn't know until I read the Murphy's medical report. The hospitals know, the mortuaries know, cemeteries know. How about you? Do you know? Do you know that this is what is going to hurt you as innocent people? It's crazy. It's insane. And it's not okay. I need all of you to please share this video in the most sacred way. I'm doing the best I can. I need you to Blahichiapo and to stand up against the black snake. I need you to be strong. It was Alex White Plume's ex-wife, Deborah White Plume's son, who put a death threat on my life. And I had to tell them, they are A members. I had to tell them, my name is not Anime Akwash. I am Joanne Spotted Bear, but my Lakota name is Matogleshkawi. You shoot at me and try to kill me, you better make sure I don't wake up, because I will come looking for you. I want you guys to be strong. I want you guys to live, and I want you guys to stand with me no matter what, because we didn't do nothing to them for them to bring harm against us. Yes, water is life. But look at the water. Look at the water here, people. I'm going to show you something. I'm at my friend's. I showed this video a couple of days ago. That water. Water comes from the mountains here in Colorado. It comes from the mountains, and I'm going in front of my friend's house. I even called the water management here in Colorado. The water comes out from up there, goes underground, right here. Hello, how you doing? Okay, then it comes onto the sidewalk right here. A lot of cars are parking right here on the sidewalk. a lot of oil, a lot of different little animals. They eat this water, drink this water. But if you were to really look at the water, look at the water, guys. See that? There's moss. There's moss there. Yuck. Anyway, what I'm saying here is it goes back down the street and it goes into a drain hole, and in that drain hole, it regenerates through that farmer's ditch, they call it here in Colorado, and people don't even realize it, but that's what's going into their sink. And even my car is parked right there. See that? And a lot of you know I have 233,000 miles on that car. And just simple as that, water. Water can destroy. And nobody's fixing this. This has been here since 1867, I think it was. And it's been reported over 30 years to fix this area right here that you're seeing. You see? I'm going to show you something that I saw in Flint that I seen here. Really interesting. Very interesting. And I believe it was right here. Maybe it was, anyway, there's a pipe that the water is coming from. Oh, right down here. I remember seeing it. Now I'm going to show you. In Flint, Michigan, when we were in Flint, they showed a pipe very close to this. See, this is steps I just came down. The water's coming right here. And here's water coming out right there. But I wanted to show you something. Where's it at? Right here. It's only a few short blocks away. Oh, right here. See that oil? How many see that oil there? Can you see the oil? But this is what's really important. See that? How rusted out that is? And the water's coming from down here. Here, there can be, with that much water, there could be a sinkhole that is being created right here in Boulder, Colorado. And the people don't even know. So I just want to share that much. I want to share. Some of you get out there, start looking around, make videos of your water, get it tested, help the children to live. Hohechetela, Madakya Oyase, Mini Vichoni, Agua es vida. Hey.